In this video, I'll be showing you what are the best settings for Fall Guys. Now, this is all dependent on your PC capabilities, but I'll provide you with a few tips and tricks to get the best performance out of your game. So as you can see here, we have Fall Guys opened and we have a bit of a low resolution going on here because this laptop isn't that fast, but in order to access these settings, you need to tap on the escape key on your keyboard, or you could tap on the settings cog in the top right corner. Now from settings, you need to look for the options here with the screen. So you need to select this one and you need to identify video. Now as you can see under video, we have quite a bit of settings here which we should adjust. You need to ensure that this is specifically set to custom. At times it might be set to high and your computer might not be able to run it on high. So you need to ensure that it is on custom so you can make your own custom adjustments. Now the resolution basically controls how clear the pixels are being displayed on your screen, and the refresh rate is also here as well, 47 Hertz. As you can see, we could go all the way up to 1080p 60 Hertz refresh rate. Now if I should set it at this settings, it will basically provide me with a sharp and crisp image. However, it will be very draining on this PC's system as I don't have any late graphics card or graphics driver with this computer. So I'd have to set it at the lowest here, 1280 by 720, 47 Hertz. And I'd recommend you to do the same if you're having any lags with this game. Now you could set the windowed mode to off, and this will provide you with the full screen option. Allow VSync to be off. The frame rate per second, this can go all the way up to 300 frames per second, but in order to set this, you definitely need to have a beast of a computer to actually get 300 frames per second. You could actually try and mess around with 60 frames per second to 45 frames per second, see where that gets. I'm going to leave mine at 50, and I'm going to actually put the resolution to the highest that I can go. Now the texture details is basically how detailed the characters are being displayed in the game, the obstacles and all of that. You could set this to half resolution. Full resolution basically pulls on the system RAM and allows lag to appear in the game. So I would say put the texture details to half resolution. The shadows aren't that important while playing the game. Shadows don't really serve you much justice. Let me turn that on a bit. So shadows, basically you could set those to medium or low. So my shadows were set to low, but I'm going to actually increase this just for the video purposes. And at times this could actually cause your game not to start up. If you have a high graphics, the game might take quite a long time to start. Motion blur, these are for whenever you get hit with an object. It basically puts a bit of life in whichever animation is going on the screen. I have mine off because those aren't really necessary. I'm going to actually put everything on so you could just see what it looks like. The bloom is basically light appearing on the character, so you could actually turn bloom off. It is not really necessary. The depth of field, how far of an image you can visualize clearly. So mine was set to on. And ambient occlusion, those aren't really necessary. Those are just light particles being displayed on your screen, so you could set ambient occlusion to off, and anisotropic filtering, I butchered that word so bad, so you could set this to off. That does not really alter the game that much, the gameplay. Now if you want the best graphics, you could obviously max these out if your computer can run them, but if your computer is having issues and slow boot up time to this game, you could actually just turn all of these off, reduce them to the lowest. I'm actually just turning these up for the sake of the video. So I'm actually just turning these on for the sake of the video, and you'd simply press the space bar to save. Let me enable VSync as well. You'd simply need to press the space bar to save, and as you can see, everything automatically became crisp and clear. As you can see, the character here is pretty shiny, but if I should go into a game, would definitely be laggy and so on. So you can see, you could actually see a bit of lag here. So that is what I'm trying to allow you to avoid, like the lag which you might experience while playing the Fall Guys. So if you're looking for the best settings, I would suggest just reduce these options a bit. You could actually just play around with them, but the options that are at the bottom, so for example the ambient occlusion and the bloom, the v-sync, some of those aren't really necessary. You could simply just turn those off. Now I'm hopping into a game, well, just to showcase what happens or what it looks like on max resolution, well, as to what this computer can support. So let's give this a few seconds to actually load into the game. Now, as you can see here, we have quite a bit of stuttering. This is because of the motion blur and the depth of field. We're having this bit of stutter. So you could actually just disable those, and as you can see, it is pretty slow, but it is really high quality. Now, I doubt I would be able to do anything with this, what is happening here. So you need to ensure that you have a high enough resolution, or enough, not resolution rather, you'd need a high enough performance in your computer to be able to actually play this game on the highest resolutions possible. So just bear that in mind. I'm actually just losing out on this race, and as you can see here, it is pretty slow. So just turn the settings to the lowest and you should be good to go. So that is basically it, how to actually adjust your settings to play Fall Guys in the best realm possible. So thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Let me actually get back out of here. Leave show. Okay, so as I was saying, thank you for watching. Hacker 777 out.